Hey everybody, in today's video, I'm going to talk about why you should not make NFTs on Ethereum because of their environmental impact. And to give some context, first of all, I know this is mostly a photography channel, but like I've said in a previous video, I am a creative technologist slash engineer also, and this is related to photography and art in general because of everything going on with the NFT space. So to give some context, I've been working on a project with a group of friends the last few weeks called Chibi Shinobis, which is an anime-inspired NFT collection. And we were building on the Ethereum blockchain until midway through development, learned about the environmental impact of Ethereum and proof-of-work blockchain specifically. Basically, the gist is that they are very bad for the environment, especially considering the utility that NFTs in the end are just another way to sell artwork, and they're digital, they're just PNG files. So what I want to do in this video is go over a deck I made summarizing the environmental impact and kind of giving you a mental model to work off of. So the deck is pretty quick. There might be some terms in there that are really technical, but feel free to hit me up with any questions. But let's just go right through to the deck. The environmental impact of NFTs. The purpose of this deck is to understand the order of magnitude of the issue. So after doing a lot of research, it's really difficult to come to an exact answer or number on how much carbon NFTs emit, but we can find a sense of order of magnitude, or a sense of what ballpark are we talking about? What range are we talking about? So the purpose of this deck is to present that to you. How much carbon does an NFT emit? It's found that a single Ethereum transaction emits about 80 kilograms of carbon dioxide. What the hell does that mean? Just don't worry, keep that number in mind right now. I'm gonna explain it a little bit more later to give some more context. But that's for a single Ethereum transaction. The life cycle of an NFT actually has multiple transactions. You have to mint an NFT, people can bid on it, then you have to actually sell it, and then you actually have to transfer the NFT to another person. And bidding, selling, and transferring can happen multiple times too, because once you've sold it, that other person can now resell it. And so one guy found that a single NFT on average emits about 211 kilograms of carbon dioxide. And to give a sense of what that actually means, so he found that just minting an NFT is about 80 kilograms of carbon dioxide, whereas Quartz, the media company, did research on the carbon footprint of printing and shipping of physical print, and that ended up being about 2 kilograms of carbon dioxide. So just minting an NFT, not even selling it, you didn't even sell it yet. You didn't sell it yet, you're just minting it. That's 40 times worse than actually having sold a print and getting it to your buyer. And that number, 211 kilograms of CO2 that I just said in the previous slide, to give some more context, that's equivalent to about driving 530 miles, which is almost about a round trip from SoCal to NorCal. So the amount of gas that you're using on that type of drive is the equivalent of one of your NFTs being successful. Like I said, this is a short deck. The conclusion that I came to is that the environmental impact of selling NFTs is extremely non-trivial, especially given the utility of NFTs. And what I mean by that is, in the end, NFTs right now are just PNG files. Like, we're just moving around images. So when you think about it that way, it's just very bad. It's just very bad for the environment. And I'm about to go over the Appendix. Digiconomist, that they're the ones that provide the estimations on Bitcoin and Ethereum's energy consumption. And what they use is an economic framework. They calculate the total mining revenues of the network, estimate how much of the mining revenues is spent on electricity, since that's the main cost of mining, and they find out how much miners pay per kilowatt hour. So through this framework, that's how they arrive at how much electricity and therefore carbon is emitted because of the network. Why 60%? There's a lot of text, you can read that. And why use an economic framework? The gist of using an economic framework is that the other approach is to calculate how much computation the network is using via the hash rate. This started to sound technical, but bear with me. Basically, that approach isn't realistic because there isn't data on what mining machines are being used and how much energy they're using to get to any sort of like realistic estimate. The assumption made with the economic framework is that miner income and energy costs are related. Basically, what the justification for using economics is that as a miner, would you add more machines to mine if you made more money off of that? Logically, the answer is yes. Like if I add more machines and because that'll make me more money, then I'll do it. I go into more comparables here. The other one was 2 kilograms. In this one, I actually try to make prints have the worst case scenario. I break down printing and shipping a physical print and the art production costs of making your print. And all that together comes to 10 kilograms. Like for example, for the plastic portion, when you have a third party make your print and ship it to you, they gotta, send it in like a plastic to protect it. I just use the estimation of a whole freaking plastic bag. So this is an upper bound, and that comes out to be about 10, 11 kilograms, whereas just minting is still about 80. So for an artist to purchase a print or have a print made from a vendor, receive that print, and then be able to sell it and ship it to whoever, that's still 8 times less than minting an NFT that doesn't even get sold. I go into carbon offsets and why they're controversial. This could be a whole nother topic in itself, but the gist is that carbon offsets it's not the same as carbon reduction. You're basically paying someone else to not do an action that would emit carbon while you still get to. So for example, if someone was about to cut down a tree and you want to, cut down a tree or do something else, you pay that person not to do it and you still get to do it, and the net is 0, which is, when you think about it, that's that's pretty sketchy. And there's more about it, but that's a simple explanation. I go into alternative solutions, which is to use a non-proof of work blockchain, which is also what our project Chibi Shinobis is doing. We were using Ethereum and now we're moving on to using Solana. Obviously, the sustainability is way better since it doesn't use proof of work. It also gives people faster transactions, so they'll get their NFTs sooner, and it costs less gas for them. So there's benefits all around, but the downside of that is, we did have almost all of our project done and we have to take on more technical workload to rebuild our project on a different blockchain. And finally, I provide resources. So in conclusion, how I want to end this video is, if you don't know anything about NFTs and you're not involved in NFTs, then I hope this was informative for you. If you are interested in buying NFTs, or if you currently buy NFTs, please don't buy them on Ethereum or OpenSea Ethereum. There's Polygon on Ethereum that's more sustainable, because as a buyer, you're also responsible for the impact that NFTs have on the environment. Your buying is part of those transactions that I listed out. And to the sellers, to the creators of NFTs, to whether you're an artist or someone just trying to get a 10K collection out there to cash in on the hype that's going on right now, please, I urge you to consider the environmental impact your project will have. You can think to yourself, in the grand scheme of things, my project is just a little bit of that. I mean, that's one frame of reference you can think by it, but it still doesn't discount the damage that you'd be doing by even just minting that collection. Yeah, I urge you, please, as creators, to find alternatives to the current platforms right now that are hurting the environment and the climate. In the end, it does become an ethical and moral decision, and it's on you. It's on you. And for our project, we were close to the finish line and we decided to switch off of it. So that's it for this video. Please check out Chibi Shinobis, which is the NFT project I'm working on with my friends. Honestly, you don't even have to buy the NFT. Just join the Discord and hang out and join this community. Really, You know, we do the NFTs, but the big picture behind it is making this community of people who love manga and anime. Even if you don't know anything about it, but you're interested in like learning about anime or like great shows to watch in general, like come on, hang out with us. You don't need an NFT to be part of this group, and we're really trying to build something that will last past that. The NFTs, we're thinking right now, just kind of provide members in the community things outside of anime and more exclusive benefits. And we get to use that money to fund cool stuff. Like I said, you don't have to own one of these NFTs or even want to buy one to just come check out what this group is about. So the link to the Discord is in the description below, and I hope this video was super informative for you. So peace.